Movie Watch. I think that's what it's called. Movie Watch. I'm Lou
I
Gonzalez.
like
Joined by John Seiler.
Hi.
John Scott.
I like Watch Party, but that's just me.
And Ryan Fritz. I just don't ever remember what it's called.
And
And
called it Watch Party in the beginning.
yeah, maybe I should just change my font. I think that's what Netflix calls it, right?
Netflix calls it Netflix Party.
Oh,
Disney calls it Group Watch.
okay. So yeah, we were just talking because we pivoted, kind of in like a vote situation from John Carter because it's an extra half hour long than our movie that we're doing, and kind of a combo from like pulp sci-fi, which this movie is, into October where we are into kind of like horror comic booky kind of stuff and people in the kind of genre. So we are watching the 1996 Tim Burton's Mars Attacks! Exclamation
Now, when we
point.
say we already know that we've done like horror comic trilogies on this Movie Watch podcast, but this is more like pulpy horror comic stuff.
Yeah, much like Disney, we dumped our franchise of choice for another sci-fi pulp series.
I do want to say that we will come back to John Carter at some point, but
Yeah, we will circle. I'm sure at some point we'll do like a box office bombs. One.
are we stealing, Blue? Are we stealing from Movie Dumpster? Is that what you're telling me?
We'll rename it something else, but like, yeah, everybody does their thing.
So what would that be? John Carter, Waterworld, and Cutthroat Island?
I was gonna say John Carter, but you just do all Disney ones. John Carter, Tron 2, and Tomorrowland.
Tomorrowland, yes. Tomorrowland, yes.
No, you can't do a list like that without having the biggest Disney bomb of all time of Mars Needs Moms, which is utterly untouchable and grotesque and scary.
Okay, we could feasibly do a Mars trilogy from Disney: John Carter, Mission to Mars, and Mars Needs Moms.
Mars Needs Moms. Okay, actually, that might be a fun thing to write down because it's so random.
Instead of Mission to Mars can be Little Toaster Goes to Mars.
Wait, is that a thing?
The Brave Little Toaster Goes to Mars, yes.
I've seen the original one, not the second. That's a sequel.
Wait, yeah, there's a sequel.
I never seen the sequel. I've only seen the original. I love that movie.
Mars. Brave Little Toaster Goes to Mars is great.
So we were talking, and we like had to get the robot in to record us. Of just like, is this the tipping point for Tim Burton's career?
I say no.
I say it's the first crack in the armor.
Yeah, I think this and Sleepy Hollow are him on the other side of like, if you're looking at like a mountain, like Sleepy Hollow and Mars Attacks to me are like on the other side because he's done Batman Returns. He does, he goes Beetlejuice. He basically starts at the top. Like once he put Beetlejuice, Edward Scissorhands is up. Batman, Edward Scissorhands, Batman Returns, although it's a goofy movie, is still up. Ed Wood, and then Mars Attacks is like a dip.
Before we continue, really quickly, I'm sorry to interrupt. I just want to point out, Brave Little Toaster Goes to Mars is on Disney Plus, so we should absolutely do that one, along with Mars Needs Moms and John Carter. I'm just saying.
All right, you gotta write that down, John.
I will.
The thing about this movie is like I think this is like the kind of like the first. Because it's like he just has like that murderous row, like Beetlejuice, Batman, Scissorhands, like Batman Returns.
Pee Wee Herman.
Well, yeah, Pee Wee's Big Adventure. But you know, it's like Batman Returns, which I think is incredible. And then like Ed Wood was like this huge.
It's a huge movie.
It's not like a huge monetizing movie, but it's like the movie where it's like he gets like award nominations for it. Like Mars Attacks is like kind of like I think like the most like kind of like uncut Tim Burton, like outside of maybe like Batman Returns, we've seen it.
I see. I think that of Sleepy Hollow.
But Sleepy Hollow, I think it's like it made money. Most people like really liked it. I think it's still fondly remembered as like kind of like a '90s Halloween staple. And then it's like you have like Planet of the Apes, and it's just like
that's his like. Ed Wood is his movie like for the Academy, and Planet of the Apes is his movie for the bank account.
Yes.
But
Like,
but it's fun because it's like he never got out. Like it's like he's
then he continues that kind of.
He's done like a Big Fish, which I think is like really good, and then he did like a Sweeney Todd, which was like, like 6 years later. But
Yeah,
it's like,
in between Sweeney Todd, it's like he does Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. That's a paycheck. Corpse Bride is him biting off of himself.
Well,
and
it's
then,
not even Corpse Bride. It's not even like him biting off himself. Like it's him trying to do what Henry Selick did, and it's like because like he gets like all like kind of the recognition for like a Nightmare Before Christmas
when he shouldn't. I mean, I love the movie, but
it's like he did character designs and he did some other stuff
it's,
for it.
It's his aesthetic, which is the whole thing around it.
Yeah, but it's like it's like all the praise goes to like Henry Selick for that, and he tries with like the Corpse Bride. The songs aren't as good. The story's kind of not as good.
Yeah.
And then. But yeah,
that is just like bomb. Like Sweeney Todd didn't that bomb?
No, Sweeney Todd did well.
Yeah, Sweeney Todd did well. It got like awards too.
Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah.
And then when it shouldn't have been.
Yeah, Dark Shadows tanked
badly.
Frankenweenie, I've heard good things.
Frankenweenie was good.
Frankenweenie's like fine. It's like not. It's you want Frankenweenie to be. It's like Corpse Bride. It's like you want
that short. Then he does his other then he goes back to kind of what he did with Ed Wood and does the one for the Academy and does Big Eyes, which is a biopic.
It's about Margaret Keane, the people with big eyes paintings.
Yeah. And then it's like Mega Bomb and Mega Urbomb in Miss Pettigreen's Home for Peculiar Children, which is him trying to do.
Yeah.
That's like
he's trying to do like a Harry Potter-ish.
It's like Harry Potter / Hunger Games thing, but Tim Burton.
It's funny because like I've always heard that movie described as him trying to do X-Men.
That's accurate as well.
Yeah, I bet it's very X-Men Harry Potter because of the ages, because they're kids.
Yeah, I mean, like, I never saw it because, like, really after, like, Dark Shadows and Frankenweenie, I was like, I'm kind of done with this guy.
Yeah. I guess the reason I think more of Sleepy Hollow is because I think him and Johnny Depp re-teaming up for that movie is what traps them together for forever. For, like, all the other bad movies they do together.
Well, I feel like to be fair with Sleepy Hollow, like, Sleepy Hollow I personally think is good, but he's had maybe... I think besides Sleepy Hollow and Edward Scissorhands and Ed Wood, Sweeney Todd's probably the only good thing he did with him, because Dark Shadows sucks. Alice in Wonderland sucks. I haven't seen Corpse Bride.
Johnny Depp and Ed Wood?
Yeah, Johnny Depp was Ed Wood.
And like, and like Johnny Depp's like not bad in Corpse Bride. Like really, like Corpse. I think Corpse Bride is kind of bad, but it's like not. It's not awful. Like it's like it's like you want it to be better than it is.
Also, I think Wikipedia is wrong because it's telling me he's directing Animorphs, and I say bullshit because there's no proof of that.
Oh, the only thing it says on IMDb is Beetlejuice 2, which
that's been in development for years though.
Years is an understatement for like multiple decades. Yeah, like you can. I think it's their only live show, like the best movies never made. They did a reading. And talking through Beetlejuice Goes to Hawaii, the script, and it's not good.
Okay, so this is funny. I'm looking on this right here, and he was an animator on Tron, and The Fox and the Hound, and The Black Cauldron. But it says for Tim Burton.
Tim Burton was an animator on The Fox and the Hound?
And is an artist for The Black Cauldron and an animator on Tron for news credits.
Yeah, it says uncredited animator for The Lord of the Rings in 1978, Fox and the Hound 1981, Tron 1982.
I do want to point out, I find it really funny Catwoman has him listed as participant. That's hilarious. We have to do that movie one day.
And then like hey, his last movie Dumbo, which is less said, is probably better.
That's like his biggest bomb to date. Like just
Dumbo was just okay. It wasn't the worst thing ever, but it was fine.
Well, the thing is, like he like fell into this trap where he works with like I feel like you think Tim Burton. I feel like there's three actors you think of. It's Johnny Depp, Helena Bonham Carter, and then third is
Danny DeVito. Yeah.
Are we sure
And
it's
they're
not Danny Elfman? That's the fourth?
Oh, well, Danny Elfman's the non-actor, that he's in everything with. But yes.
Much like Guillermo del Toro, Tim Burton has his own Wikipedia page for unrealized projects.
Oh, really?
There are
Yeah.
a lot.
Oh,
Let me
that
see
would
if I
be... I'm going to click Tim Burton. Because I do want, we do have, a bit of time. We got to start a little early. We could talk about some of this stuff before we watch this movie. Now, I have not seen this movie. Let's see, it's 1996, so that's 24 years ago.
Wait,
You haven't seen Mars Attacks?
No, I have. I have not seen it in 15 years at minimum.
Oh, he tried making Jurassic Park. Okay.
Can you drop me a link to that?
Well, yeah, so
that page.
he was in talks to do it when it was for sale, but then Universal picked up the film rights and Steven Spielberg went on making it. But there's an alternate world where we got Tim Burton's Jurassic Park, which I imagine would have been wild.
Oh, apparently we missed somebody that he worked with a bunch, and that is Christopher Lee is in 6 of his films.
Yeah, Christopher Lee.
Yeah, he's the dad in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. He's in...
Oh yeah, because they do that a whole weird backstory that
the dentist thing.
Yeah,
the dentist.
Weird.
Okay, so I will say the best thing Nicolas Cage has done recently, if you haven't seen it, The Death of Superman Lives, What Happened, is one of the best documentaries I've ever seen.
Yeah, Superman Lives is on this list too.
Yeah, because there were supposed to be 2. One movie, the one we watched, killed 3 franchises. Because they were supposed to spin off and do a Nightwing movie, the Nicolas Cage Superman movie, and then continue with Batman. Also looking at this, his movie list, we could possibly do a trilogy of Burton movies at some point.
For Halloween.
Well, for something else, a good movie, a middling movie, and then a terrible movie.
So Planet of the Apes or Alice in Wonderland, got it.
Which Planet of the Apes did he do? Because I'm
the
thinking
Marky Wahlberg one.
The Wahlberg one?
Yeah.
Really? That didn't seem like him at all.
Yeah. Do you know why? Because you know who plays the main female ape?
Helen
Carter, isn't it? The only other female in all of his movies.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm looking at his other problem. Tim Burton, he wanted to do a Lost in Oz TV show, a movie based on Ripley's Believe It or Not with Jim Carrey, a Nightmare Before Christmas 2, a Planet of the Apes sequel. Yeah, okay, sure. A Batman musical, a Charlie and the Chocolate Factory musical, which they already did.
Isn't Charlie and the Chocolate Factory already a musical? Or it just has
it was a separate one. But
the only one of these I like that seems interesting to me is Tim Burton's Lost in Oz, him doing an Oz movie.
Well, it's a TV show.
Oh, it's a TV show.
He also did
it's funny you say that because I'd be more interested in Batman the musical. A Batman stage musical sounds rad.
I mean, there's a Batman live show with the stunts and everything that exists.
I would only like that is if Batman doesn't sing and he doesn't even talk. He just is there.
I'm putting this down, by the way, in the thing we have for trilogy ideas, where we just look at live shows, really bad live shows that are ripped from YouTube.
Like Pokemon the live show,
or Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark if we could find a good copy.
Turtles coming out of their shell, or whatever it is.
I have that on vinyl.
Of course you do. Of course you do. Let me see. He was supposed to do the Addams Family movie.
A stop motion one.
Hunchback of Notre Dame. He was gonna do a Pirates of the Caribbean movie, the 5th one, but he chose to do Frankenweenie.
All right. Well, I just want to get us started on. So we are watching Mars Attacks. This movie is the most ensemble-y movie of all time. I don't know how else to describe it. The cast list is insane. So I'm just gonna rip through the names. So, Jack Nicholson, Glenn Close, Annette Bening, Pierce Brosnan, Danny DeVito, Martin Short, Sarah Jessica Parker, Michael J. Fox, Rod Stanger, Tom Jones, Lucas Haas, Natalie Portman, Jim Brown, Lisa Marie, Christina Applegate, Jodan Baker, Pam Grier, Paul Winfield, Jack Black, Ray J,
Frank
Frank
Welker.
Welker. I skipped some names because I wasn't sure. Like, I have to
They're not
look.
big names compared to some of the other cast members in here, but
Yeah, well, there's also like some people who were like horror people. I think that he put in there, like how Jodan Baker makes it. I think some of the other people.
and the whole point of the movie is if Ed Wood was Burton's homage to the man who made those kind of movies, Mars Attacks is an homage to those actual movies.
That's yeah, and kind of that whole like, what would you say, like 40s sci-fi again,
50.
like this like 50s
50.
sci-fi, like here. So these were like all the designs for the Martians is all come from like these pulp cards that became books. I remember owning some of these cards, like not these cards, but like cards like these, but they were like a dinosaur kind of version. But these were a thing all the way up, I feel like, until maybe the early 90s, until like maybe Pokemon wiped this kind of concept out of like these actual trading cards.
Yeah, I remember getting like because they were big in comics. Like you would buy a comic book and they would have like collectible trading cards with them. Like X-Men and Spider-Man were super big into that scene.
Yeah, I think this also like kind of like proto Garbage Pail Kids for anybody that's old enough to even remember that. That's kind of in the Shane vein.
Which I am like putting my foot down. We will never watch Garbage Pail Kids.
Yeah, I'm putting my foot down too. I'm vetoing that immediately. No.
Yeah,
Which movie?
Garbage Pail Kids.
Oh yeah, no.
I think everyone's just like, no, that's too bad.
But yeah, it's like funny. Like I think you're like kind of right in certain ways where like I think like stuff like Magic the Gathering and Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon kind of usurped like the idea of having like just like collectible cards.
Yeah. Well, I think it's and the whole like the bottom falling out of the collecting business, because I think what happened is like, oh, people collect sports cards. Let's make those things, but for people who don't like sports.
And I also think like collectible cards also got replaced by blind bags and blind boxes.
Oh yeah. The blind bags are now like owned all that shit. But yeah, they were the same thing. But yeah, I think like they just kind of got pushed out, and because I don't remember any of that stuff past like maybe like when I was in kindergarten or first grade, and that's like 91, 92. And I feel like Pokemon hit when I was like in 5th grade. It was like Pogs and stuff for a minute, and then Pokemon just destroyed everything. But why don't we kick off this movie and then we could talk about all of this stuff, because there is a lot in this movie. So John, if you want to count us off.
All right, y'all. Prepare to hit the play button in 3.
99, 98. Oh wait, you John. Go ahead.
All right, y'all. So let's hit that play button in 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, got Warner Brothers, Time Warner Entertainment Company.
I always love when studios do this whole thing where they add like something into the extra logo. It's a little extra.
4 miles outside of Lockjaw, Kentucky. I want to say, when I was reading the cast list, I did not remember Jack Black being in this movie, and I feel like there's 10 movies. I forget that Jack Black is in that I've seen so many times.
Jack Black's in Waterworld.
Shows up. Yeah.
Wow.
That's something.
Like, I get the joke, and I don't mind it. Oh, I don't remember this at all.
Oh yeah, I remember this movie being like really dark in a lot of ways.
Oh yeah, this movie is like super dark, but that's insane. I don't remember this opening intro at all, though. That's a way to open a movie.
I like the old sci-fi UFO.
Oh, yeah. Um,
Now you were saying about Jack Black. I looked him up. He was in Waterworld and Never Ending Story 3,
Yeah, he's like a bully in Neverending Story.
which is one of the worst movies
Wow.
I've ever seen.
It's
What?
like the fourth one
How
now.
dare you?
It's like he
Oh.
he takes the book and like he like starts writing in the book to become a villain.
Oh, it's not the first one? Okay.
No.
No, it's the third one.
So this
It's like
opening-
straight to VHS.
Yeah, I'm looking online. So this opening sequence from when the ship left Earth and went to Mars is all CGI, 5,000 frames long, and was created by ILM.
That's cool.
Like all of this opening stuff is ILM.
Well, there's that Danny Elfman score.
Natalie
But-
Portman.
yeah.
Yeah,
I forgot
this
she was in this.
This score fucking rocks.
Danny Elfman, you mean Oingo Boingo's Danny Elfman?
From my heart and from my head, why don't people understand my
Yeah.
intentions?
I don't remember Christina Applegate in this movie.
I haven't seen this movie in I don't think since high school.
Yeah, because Natalie Portman is the first daughter, I think, right?
Yeah,
I
that's
think so.
correct. Yeah, that's right.
Oh, that's cool. I like
Yeah.
calling that one.
So yeah, every song is done by Danny Elfman except for two, which is "It's Not Unusual" by Tom Jones and "Indian Love Song" by Slim Whitman, which is the one that we all know.
Wow, you went from. They either look like eyes or boobs. Take your pick.
Oh, their eyes.
Eyes or nipples.
So I'm looking online. So this movie was, it was a flop. It like just made its money back. So they spent 80 million on it. 20 million is apparently they spent on marketing, and it made 101.
Ooh,
You're telling me a movie where a herd of cows are set on fire within the first five seconds? Like people weren't that receptive to it in 1990.
Well, the reason why they didn't make their money back is because of this cast list. Like, it's packed.
I mean, for a budget of 70 million, I imagine a lot of these also like worked for scale, just so they could be a part of like.
Oh, I don't even think I said Martin Short's name before, did I?
No, but he is in this.
The casting list in this is like perfect, though. Like everybody for who they are, like as a trope. When was GoldenEye?
95.
93.
So
Oh.
wow, so he is like Brosnan's like this is the thing he does after GoldenEye.
Pretty much, yeah. And then I think he went right into Tomorrow Never Dies. Yeah, after this,
Yeah.
he does Dante's Peak and Tomorrow Never Dies in the same year, and Robinson Crusoe.
Yeah, he's a busy man.
Oh,
Is-
Quest for Camelot, I forgot he was in too.
Is Sex in the City on at this time?
Let me
No.
see.
No, it's 2 years early. It's 2 years before it.
That's what I thought. 98. Yeah, 98.
So this is after, because Sarah Jessica Parker's in Ed Wood, which is why she's in this movie. And then,
More importantly, this is before Dudley Do Right, which is her.
well, this is a couple years after Hocus Pocus. Oh my god. This has got to be, how many? Oh, I
3
feel like,
before Phantom.
I was going to say, like, how long is this after The Professional?
Ooh, let me check. And Glenn Close, I think, just had
2
this.
years.
And Glenn
Yeah.
Close had this and 101 Dalmatians in the same year.
Yeah, so this is 2 years after The Professional for Natalie Portman. I'm looking for Michael J. Fox where he's at. Because this is one of the last things he does. He does.
This is the Frighteners, the same year.
Yeah, he does Homeward Bound 2, Frighteners, and Mars Attacks in the same year, and that's based. This is. This is when he starts Spin City, basically.
The Frighteners? You mean the best?
I
Peter
love that
Jackson
movie.
If we could find that movie, I would love to do that for the horror if we can, as a suggestion.
I never even thought about it, but I love that movie.
That movie's fantastic.
That movie's also like 2 hours and 30 minutes.
Oh man, is it really?
It's 110. How dare you?
It's a Peter Jackson movie. Of course, it's like over 2 hours long.
Okay. Hang on. No, I read it right here. It's 110 minutes. It's not 3 hours.
That definitely could go for the list, because I think the only ones we have down are like
Demon Knight.
Vampire in Brooklyn, Demon Knight, and
That's it.
yeah. For those people who don't know sports, that is Jim Brown, who's still alive. He's like 98 years old. Former running back of the Cleveland Browns. I think he played in like when they had leather helmets. And I believe, oh man, I have to check. Because when they did a movie based on his college teammate.
Is that also Jack Nicholson?
Yeah.
Yes, he plays two different characters.
What?
Yep.
I don't remember this.
I didn't know Annette Bening played that character. Because she plays like the ditzy hippie chick, doesn't she?
Yeah.
And Nicholson actually looks completely different. I feel like he's dressed like oh my god, what's his name? Who like just died. From Smokey and the Bandit.
Burt Reynolds. I think that's the point.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think he's like goofing on Burt Reynolds because he's dressed like him.
I actually never knew that was also Jack Nicholson.
You can't tell by like his teeth. Those are Jack Nicholson teeth.
That smile kind of made it obvious.
I love how like if you like pina coladas is in the background. What?
Oh wow.
Ooh.
It is 1996. Hey, Sarah Jessica Parker's former, or not yet. I guess she met him here and cast him in Sex and the City. Because he's a big character in Sex and the City. I love Michael J. Fox playing this character because he never plays this character.
What, evil Marty McFly?
Yeah, but like no, like evil kind of like high up business kind of guy. Like he's always kind of like the nice guy. The only thing which I really liked, it's a show that got canceled by Netflix, which Netflix can go fuck itself by canceling Glow. He was in the last season, I think it was the last season, no, it was the second to last season of Designated Survivor as this like southern shitty attorney, and he was awesome. Oh, hey, look, here's the Tim Burton aesthetic. It's a teenage girl that's emo.
Her name is Taffy.
Jesus Christ, she's a child. And she's 2 years older than she is in The Professional.
Well, if Christina Ricci was still young, I bet she would have been cast as the first daughter. Not Christina Ricci. Who's the
No,
the
yeah,
one from
Christina
Beetlejuice?
Ricci. Oh, Winona Ryder.
Yeah, Renona.
Oh, yeah, he replaced Winona with Christina Ricci. Oh my god, Danny DeVito's playing his character from *Romancing the Stone*.
Matilda. Oh no, I was thinking
Hey.
Matilda.
I was
Matilda.
gonna say, what are you talking about? Danny DeVito is playing Danny DeVito.
He's just Frank.
It's like he could also have just been Frank.
Well, the only character that he's ever like done anything like extra with is like the Penguin, and it's because it's so not that like. It would have actually been interesting if he played it more like the comic book one. Oh, look how tiny Vegas is. There's only like a couple tall hotels.
Isn't Woody Harrelson in this movie?
No, it's 2012 you're
This
thinking of, I think.
I was gonna say this seems like a Woody Harrelson kind of film that he would just show up in.
2012 is the one where he goes a little kooky.
No, I feel like the character you might be thinking of is like... Because Jack Black plays the brother, right?
Not Jack Black. Jack Nicholson looks like Nixon in this movie.
Oh, I'm sure that that's what they're doing. Oh man, things that don't exist anymore. Newspapers.
Hey, they're still there.
My brother works for one. They sort of exist.
Michael J. Fox looks so like young here.
Well, he still looks like he's forever young. Like,
Oh no, I definitely think the lines are there more now, more than ever.
oh, that guy's in every movie. He's in like half the James Bond movies.
Is that Jack Black?
I think so.
It is.
Jack Black is the alt-right.
Yeah, and the dad he's like the shitty dad in everything, and then he's the CIA guy in all the Roger Moore Bond movies. What the hell is his name? Oh yeah, that's Joe Don Baker. I'm a moron. So I wonder if Pierce Brosnan's like, hey, do you want to go do this movie with me that I'm doing with Tim Burton?
Oh, this is right before Jackie Brown came out.
Yeah, before her resurgence.
Yes.
I don't know. This part feels very Die Hard with a Vengeance to me.
Isn't that Ray J? Or what's his name?
Yeah, that the one with the jacket, the blue and yellow, is Ray J. AKA Brandy's little brother, AKA the guy that made Kim Kardashian famous.
Wait, which one's Ray J? The one in the blue?
The tall one.
The older one. Yeah.
Ray J. The reason why the Kardashians are a thing. It's all his fault.
Yeah. His big IMDb credits are this, and he's in Steel.
Ugh.
I forgot he was in Steel.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, he was like the quintessential 90s
Jimmy Olsen.
like, yeah, Jimmy Olsen little brother in black movies. I also enjoy Martin Short playing a piece of shit in this too.
I like that the one girl is wearing Chun-Li bracelets.
I need to figure out how old Jim Brown is during this movie. He is 60 in this movie.
Really? Huh.
Yeah.
He looks like a Bond villain.
Which is funny because he's currently James Bond.
I know. That's why I said it. The pipe.
This is. I feel like this is like very speaks to like the MTV was still a thing. Like that kind of.
I guess.
I was gonna say, I think it's more like VH1.
Yeah,
Like-
this is like that. Yeah, kind of the end of MTV being cool, ish.
I don't know, man. Like MTV was still pretty hot in 1997, 96.
But that's what they're kind of biting off of here, right? Like, I feel like because this is before.
I don't
E!
necessarily think it's MTV. I think it's just like a celebrity talk show kind of like bent, which is like kind of always been a thing. Like a Kathy Lee in what's his face.
Oh, Kelly or Regis and Kathy Lee.
Yeah, but like before that, because she hosts like a fashion show, which is like weird that like they have like a political science, like the scientist to the president on this fashion show.
That's where I think it's more like it feels MTV to me, where like I could see them doing that, like as opposed to like a fashion show. That guy is in a ton of stuff. The yelling guy there.
I love the noises they make.
Yeah. See, what I do think is, I feel like Glenn Close is doing like a Hillary Clinton. Because that would be who the president is at the time. He's definitely doing more of a Nixon-esque character.
Yeah, I think they're just doing like classic interpretations of like like a typical president, typical first lady. Like the only one who seems like kind of like out of place, like within like the 50 centric of this film is like the daughter.
Yeah, because she's
very 90s.
She feels very Tim Burton.
Yeah, it's like she's what's her face from Beetlejuice.
Oh, Winona Ryder. Yeah, because
Yeah.
everybody else is like, like the white coats for the scientist, the pipe, the news anchor, like the southern, like alt-right family.
I like that Pierce Brosnan's giving the whole classic 50s sci-fi doctor
Mm-hmm.
antagonist.
Yeah,
Like-
and
like the
how
part-
did they know
like-
any of this shit?
Because they don't. They're like just
Yeah.
bullshitting.
I also love how they have like the overly angry general, like from that, and also the overly soft general. Yeah, Natalie Portman is in every other Tim Burton movie. And that guy's been in a million movies.
Never seen him before.
Oh, he's been in so many things. I can't. He always plays like a big meathead.
How timely.
If you want to know, that big blonde guy he was in El Torino. He's one of the henchmen in Baby's Day Out, and he's also one of the dads in Little Giants.
Huh.
He's the dad of the giant angry kid. And he was also in McHale's Navy, the remake in the 90s.
The comedy one?
Yeah. With Tom Arnold.
Okay. See, I remember Down Periscope more.
Oh, with, yeah.
Kelsey Grammer. Excuse me.
Yeah, they're very, very similar movies. Although,
Oh, okay.
wow.
I hate that word so much.
Yeah. But that character would say that, and you hate him.
Exactly, that's why.
The old lady's like in a bunch of stuff, right?
Yeah, she's an old actress. Yeah, that's Sylvia Sidney. She's in Beetlejuice as well. She's the one that's running the
She's the one that runs
job
Hell.
thing. Yeah. But she was also in like a ton of like 30s horror movies. Yeah, I think she was like a B movie star, basically. Of like from like the 30s to the 50s.
I was gonna say she sounds like a voice actress who does like a lot of like women in this kind of role. But yeah, from what it looks like, this was her last role.
Yeah, she did stuff for like the Fantasy Island TV show remake, and that's it.
Who plays the brother again?
That kid,
Yeah.
that is Lucas Haas.
Oh, shit, that's him? Okay.
Yep.
I like that he found out that Martians landed on Earth, and the first thing he did was buy a prostitute. Because I mean, like,
Yeah,
they
because he's
priority.
he's a Hollywood piece of shit. Or I mean, a DC piece of shit.
Hey, man, working women need to work too in a time of
Well, I mean, like
alien invasions.
the way he did it.
Oh yeah. I know.
I look like Jack Black is in so many weird, like, early movies. Like, I'm like, oh yeah, he was in Airborne and Demolition Man, which was 2 years before this.
I love that guy just wants to fuck Martians.
I didn't know he's in Biodome.
Yeah, it sounds like something he'd be in.
Ugh.
He's in The Cable Guy, which I feel like I remember him in that. And then he's in The Fan, which is a fantastic movie.
Oh, I heard that's a good movie.
The Wesley Snipes, Robert De Niro is an insane, like, sociopathic superfan.
Tony Scott directed it.
Yeah, it's like a super underrated, like, 90s, like De Niro. Because I love De Niro thriller bad guy. Like, or as a thriller kind of character, and I feel like that's one of his first roles is that.
Also has Jack Black in that movie.
That's a good cat.
It's a good pussy.
Cat. I'm trying to remember. I think I saw this in theaters.
I was 3 when this came out.
Because that would have been like 5? Or no, not 5. This is what, 5 years after Rocketeer?
Yes.
So I'm like 9. Yeah, I probably saw this. That was definitely like a big sci-fi.
Why is he like giving him like the what are you doing when you're running in the middle of the fucking road?
So is he the owner of the casino?
I think he's owner of a rival casino.
He looks like he's playing a mix of Randy Savage, but in like the Florida swamplands. That's what he focused.
Yeah. Well, like, that was a really good scene by a guy who was a football player.
I feel like Jim Brown's not the worst actor.
Oh no, like he did like a ton of TV when he retired from football, like, and movies. Which I think the big thing you would remember him from is probably Running Man. He's the flamethrower guy.
Okay. I'm looking right now, actually, what he's got. Yep, Running Man.
I'm gonna get you, sucker.
Saw Any Given Sunday, Small Soldiers.
Yeah. He was in the Dirty Dozen? He. That was very Tim Burton-esque. I remember this, and this is, I think, maybe my favorite thing in the whole movie.
What, the scene?
If it's what I remember it with a dove.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'd have to say, like, that's one, like, Tim Burton gets, like, his humor in these movies, like, this, like, time period of movies are great.
I was like trying to figure out, like, I'm like, what does he remind me of? It's like, oh, he's Colin Powell.
Yeah, that's what I was like. Yeah, he's Colin Powell, but it's like the opposite. Instead of making him like the super conservative black general, he's like the kind of like soft,
Super liberal.
Yeah. Which it was like hearing the Jim Brown a la stuff is like really interesting and kind of like it was already big, but like it's an interesting kind of take at the time.
Because he's Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, I guess that's who he's supposed to be, but I don't think Muhammad Ali was broke like that. Not that this point in his life.
No. I mean, like, I assume, like, a former heavyweight boxer finding Allah is, like,
George Foreman. That would be, like, the best. That would be a more accurate description. It's like George Foreman. Without the grills, he just, like, does showcases.
Yeah, I would say he's, like, I think he's supposed to be more George... I don't even know. Like, yeah, but I guess he's like an amalgam of like old black boxer.
We just call him Black Boxer.
He's Balrog.
Yeah, Balrog.
Hey, I remember that character from Thor. The German scientist with gizmos.
I like that the same type of character is also in Independence Day.
Oh, the hippie character?
Like
or the scientist?
No, the hippie character who's like really excited for the aliens.
Oh, her friend. Yeah. I'm trying to see where Annette Bening was in her career.
Oh, her hat looks like a saucer.
So she had just done American President and Richard III before this. She's just
like, that's a funny bit of like wardrobe there.
GNN.
So I'm trying to think of if everyone's a ripoff of kind of a life character. Is Michael J. Fox like Matt Lauer?
Matt Lauer, insert any pretty boy.
He's a young Larry King.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of who
any pretty boy reporter.
Yeah, like the young pretty boy '90s reporters were. But yeah, like this is kind of in the when Annette Bening kind of mega blows up as like a big time actress. Because she does The Siege, which is like a really intense movie, especially before 9/11, about like terrorism in New York. And then she does American Beauty a year after that.
Spinning boob.
I love the simplistic design of the spaceships and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know it's like it's all ripped off of like the 50s stuff, but like it's so perfect. I like how that also started like very intelligent and then turned into hubcap.
I also think it's like kind of funny instead of filming what's happening, they're just filming her.
Yeah. And I don't know if you noticed, but like the army guy looked very dopey. Oh. This CGI stuff looks better than I thought it would for 96. Like
Well,
for
apparently these were supposed to be practical effects for the aliens, but they were on budget constraints.
there's no way to do this in $80 million. They would have had to make like 10 suits to do these scenes. What year did Independence Day come out?
Same
It may have been like the same year.
97.
It was literally the same year. I think within a. Oh, wait a minute. Let me see.
I thought it was like the year after.
No, because this came out in December of '96. Independence Day,
July.
July.
The July 4th weekend, 96. So this is kind of, it was in the works, but it works as a great satire of Independence Day.
Yeah, but Independence Day is a way better movie.
Oh, well, yeah, because it's fun. I'm trying to remember when we get the translator to actually work what that means.
I was waiting for shit to start going to hell.
Have you never seen this, John?
I have seen this. I know it's coming.
I love the reaction on these things. They are a really fun design. And I love how analog that thing is. This bird looks terrible, but it's hilarious.
Well, the bird's gone, so no more terrible bird.
It just murders everyone.
Well, I do love how the people die, that they turn into red and green skeletons.
Look, man, they really hate birds.
I like how they have like proton packs.
I love the whole a single one idiot with a dove is the reason why we're all dying on this in this movie.
Damn hippies.
I'm trying to remember how Jack Black dies, and I feel like it's way funnier.
It's like coming up.
Doesn't his like ass fall out or something?
It's
He
Jack
just
Black.
gets hit by a laser.
He probably does some unintelligible noises and then he dies.
He scats about the devil and then he like dies.
Can you imagine being Jack Black before you got big and this is like one of your big things?
There's only like 5 of them and they just murder everyone.
This is a fun action sequence, though.
It really is though. I'm having a
Yeah.
good time with this.
I love like the bad skeletons, the red and green.
Oh, they look great.
They definitely bought
They're-
those at like a store somewhere and just painted them.
Oh, like what is that Halloween store?
Spirit
Also-
Halloween.
Yeah, I also love this trope of like they're crawling to reach each other.
Fucking dog.
Oh, I forgot that's what happened to Michael J. Fox. I remembered what happened to the other two.
See, Annette Bening is a smart one. She stayed the hell away.
It would have been better if they like, as they were leaving, they just blow up the landing area, just with, like a big laser beam.
I love that point. Oh, another new thing I enjoy doing is like how many people are in the MCU? There's 2 of them in this scene alone.
Oh yeah, I forgot Glenn Close is in the MCU.
Yeah, we got Thor there.
Yeah, Thor, and she's the head of Nova.
Shit, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, which they're probably all dead, but I could see her coming back being the voice of Nova Prime or whatever.
In
Like,
Guardians 3.
Yeah, like if she's like if she's the voice of the Nova Prime in Richard Rider's helmet.
I could see that.
Which is funny. Oh, Annette Bening too.
Who's Annette Bening? Oh, right.
She's in Captain Marvel.
Right. Let's see. Who else?
I think that's it.
Yeah, that's everybody. Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised if like some of these. Well, Jack Nicholson's retired. I could see Pierce Brosnan or Martin Short or
Yeah, I love this uses just in his underwear.
He's like wearing what the rest of us work at home do. It's just like walk around in pajamas.
yeah. But I love that they're showing this that they're just like dicking around with everything. They're afraid of the lipstick. Oh, did you notice the one in the background with the cow? I love how weird their eye, like they're looking off, like with their eyes. So the implication is here that they took Sarah Jessica Parker and stripped her naked and put her in space underwear.
Yes.
I feel like Jack Nicholson is having so much goddamn fun in this movie.
Oh, absolutely.
I guess I feel that way about everybody. I think everybody knows what movie they're in.
Pierce Brosnan definitely knows what movie he's in.
Oh, yeah. He is playing up so hard, and it works so well.
So this was the year before As Good as It Gets for him. A
Oh.
movie.
Such a good movie.
I've actually never seen it, but I always mean to.
That's a really good movie. Especially, like, it's kind of way ahead of its time in talking about, like, mental health issues, and they don't say it, but, like, I'm pretty sure the character is supposed to have Asperger's.
Alright, that's fucking cool.
Because, like, they don't say it, because I think it's way before maybe that became, like, a thing, but, like, it's all about his, like, social issues. He's super OCD. He doesn't like talking to people. He can't communicate. It's got, like, all those telltale things, but it's really well done. And if you ever want to be, like, really sad, watch Bucket List.
I've seen Bucket List.
All right, we lost connection there for a second, so we are restarting at 48 minutes and 12 seconds in 3, 2, 1. I do have to say, this movie kind of is chugging along pretty well.
Pacing's really good.
Yeah, that looks like a dildo. I did not notice that before.
That is definitely a dildo.
Oh, it's like a tango.
Yeah, there's a giant brain from Future. Is that Pennywise in the background?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've never noticed that before in my entire life.
Oh, look. He wears a mask.
Yeah.
They all wear masks. These guys wear
Yeah.
masks.
Did Futurama steal the head in the jar from this?
Yes.
Oh, they pulled a Full Metal Alchemist.
Okay, this is funny. The fact that
Oh.
they're giving him a full funeral for a man who was in the service for all of
7
days.
hours?
7
Who
hours.
was like on TV surrendering? Like, I mean, like, hey, not to call out people who surrendering. You might as well.
Yeah, I'm not trying to disrespect anybody. I'm just
Who's the mom? What's her character's name? Norris. Olan Jones is the actress.
Okay.
She's in Miss Pettigrews Home for Peculiar Children, Edward Scissorhands. She's also in Community and The Truman Show.
Hey, Cedric, you ready for your comeback?
I feel like I've seen the younger brother in a bunch of stuff too.
Oh, I just made a Kim Kardashian joke, but it was very, very, very deep. I said comeback because he got cum on the back. The older brother.
The older brother is Ray J. The younger brother is in a bunch of stuff in the 90s. Waiting to Exile. He basically plays like a kid in everything. He's in TMNT, the TV show. He also plays 10-year-old Michael Jordan in Space Jam.
Oh, he plays Michael Jordan's kid in Space Jam?
No, he plays Michael Jordan as a kid in the beginning.
Oh, I thought he played his son in Space Jam.
And weirdly, he's also in The Fan that we were talking about before. I think he plays Wesley Snipes' son.
We're sorry for killing everyone.
This is also kind of a funny thing to be watching, like, right before a giant election. Like, with all this, like, goofy DC stuff.
I think, like, also, well, it's like, and then, like, the message of the movie is, like, it's like, oh, if we would have fought the invaders in the first place.
Well, you say that, but then what happens later, it means no difference.
Yeah.
No birds.
But, like, that is DC, so I'm wondering how they filmed some of these shots. They do film in my area, like, a ton. Like, Wonder Woman filmed here, like, 3 years, like, oh my god, it's like 2 years ago at this point.
They were filming a HBO, like, detective show, like, down the road from my house, like 2 weeks ago. Which is interesting.
Yeah, I applied to the open casting for Wonder Woman 84, but they were looking for specific types of people that I didn't fit into.
Not white is what you mean, or like?
Yeah, no, they were not looking for not white.
Yeah, because Kate Winslet and Evan Peters were like down the road at my house, like by my house.
Yeah,
and they shut down like the whole area, and it was annoying.
Yeah, they filmed the mall that's in all the trailers for Wonder Woman is like down the street from me. There is one store open in that mall, and it's like a Sears, like tools.
So I remember not being like a huge fan of this movie, but I kind of like this movie so far.
Oh, I think it's very satirical, and I feel like if you're like a younger kid, you don't get the jokes of it all and the references.
Yeah, I think I saw this too young when I was a kid. Like, now I'm appreciating it more as a grown man.
Because I think you're supposed to like root for them just murdering these shitty people in hilarious ways. Because like every character except for Natalie Portman and the kid and the grandma are garbage, and you want them to get murdered. That looks like a thing of condoms.
I was just gonna say condoms.
Yeah, I cannot decide what Glenn Close.
I love how he's just like, suckers.
I also think like for the time period we're in, this is very cathartic.
Do you know why? Do you know why they're not being attacked right now? Because he had protection.
Always wear a condom, kids.
She's also like awesome in this movie.
This movie feels
I'm pretty sure like if that happened like today, no one would care and people would laugh.
I was gonna say this movie feels weirdly relevant in 2020.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like this movie has like that scene is very cathartic.
You think?
Hey, it's a James Bond set.
I was thinking Austin Powers.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Someone is a very loud typer.
Oh, that's me.
It's okay.
I like the little wagging of the finger. I appreciate that General Decker just wants to nuke him.
I mean, they both kind of suck, but like, the general super sucks.
Oh, but I think that's the whole thing. I think the whole bit is that they all suck. That like no one is right. They're all shitty, and they don't know what they're doing.
No, the whole point of the movie is like the aliens are right. They should just take them all out.
Yeah, so that general is Rod Stenger, if that's how you pronounce his name.
Yeah.
He's in everything.
Sorry.
So his big things is he's in his big movies are In the Heat of the Night, which is like a movie that won a shit ton of Oscars.
Sorry, I remember that being a big trailer line.
Oh, two branches of the government, and that ain't half bad.
Yeah.
That's how it is now.
I do feel like this is kind of a goof on the speech at Independence Day.
It definitely, again, this came out like what?
6 months later?
Which had already been in the can.
Yeah, so it can't be. It's just like, it's so...
Unless they knew about it and they asked, like, hey, what are you doing? Can we, like, make fun of this?
But the other movies that Rod Steiger's in is In the Heat of the Night, On the Waterfront, and then the other top ones are Duck You Sucker and Pawnbroker.
That pained smile on his face.
This special effect with Pierce Brosnan and Sarah Jessica Parker is really well done.
It still holds up for 96. Like, it's been almost 20 years.
Which I don't know how he's turning his head, but like it's still hilarious.
I can't do math today.
So what's actually funny is like the composite of Sarah Jessica, like her on the dog looks good, but then that model on the background is what looks bad. You know what I mean? I also like how it's dripping blood. I don't know if you guys can see that. His head.
Yeah.
So like he's
this whole
alive, but we don't know how. It looks like very medieval, like crank on his neck.
This whole bit,
I mean, like I don't know how Sarah Jessica Parker is still alive.
Well, at least she has like a heart and blood. I love how she's like dancing like a doll. Like all of it is so ridiculous.
This whole bit feels very Tim Burton.
Oh, this upcoming thing is all Tim Burton right here.
This part I remember. This was like in the promos when I saw it, and as a kid, trailers on VHS.
Oh man, who is this actress?
Wait, does that mean the prostitutes were Chekhov's gun?
Yeah, I guess
they're like the prostitutes got to come back at some point.
Is this Christina Applegate? Because I've been waiting to see her in this movie. No, that's not her.
There's no way.
Because she hasn't shown up yet, right?
Not that I've seen, unless it's like a blink and you miss it.
Who just picks up chicks outside of the White House?
Martin Short.
Look, I live there. There's nothing there. Like I live in this area. There's literally nothing in this area. It's just government buildings. There's not a Starbucks within like 20 minutes. Like you have to walk like 15, 20 minutes to get to like a store to buy food. Unless there's
I worked at a convention once in DC, and like our day off, I walked to the Lincoln Memorial, like from like basically like that wall of like the World War II wall to the Lincoln Memorial. And by the time I got to the Lincoln Memorial, like I was just like drenched in sweat. That place is so fucking hot.
It's like it fits in the summer. There's literally no shade, and it's an open air mall. There's nothing there. And like one side's Lincoln Memorial. There's the Washington Monument. I'm trying to remember because the Capitol, I think, is. I'm trying to think. I think the Lincoln Memorial and the Capitol's behind that, and the White House is on the other side.
Yeah, this
Oh,
this was in 2018, so I did not go to the White House.
yes, that's Lisa Marie.
She's a
also
singer, I'm assuming.
She's in Ed Wood. She's Vampira. She's in Sleepy Hollow. She's Lady Crane.
So she's a Tim Burton regular we don't know much about.
Well, she looks like she was the model for the Corpse Ride because she has like the same face.
Oh, I can see that.
She might be.
Wait, so there's like this like hidden fuck room in the White House with like fish and like naked people pictures?
Yeah, that's the Lincoln room.
I believe that. No, that's the John F. Kennedy room.
Yeah.
He'll blow your mind.
Yeah, this is like her biggest thing.
Thank you. Okay, someone got that. Thank you. Someone got that.
Well, Lincoln and JFK got their mind blown, so.
Yeah, I think the only actor who ever has gotten to.
Wait, do you think that Martin Short took the prostitutes also back to this room in the White House?
Yes.
Oof, you can't do that post 9/11 world.
Oh, in Sleepy Hollow, she is the like witchy woman. I think she might be the mom, the one that gets put into the Iron Maiden. Oh, and guess what? She's also in Planet of the Apes.
I don't want to watch that movie for this. I just want to make that clear.
That movie's actually just super boring. Like,
oh, nothing happens. The most interesting thing is the tease at the end.
I was gonna say, I think the most interesting thing about that is like watching the Rick Baker costumes for about 5 minutes, and then you're like, can't there be more to this?
I think it's mostly like Tim Burton. I will not be horny for monkeys. Like, no matter how much you try to make me.
Why wouldn't he have a panic button in the White House?
Well,
so is he dead?
I like that her purse is a heart.
It wasn't a heart. It was like a. It was like a thing. It was like a one of those dog toys. It looked like those. Those.
I thought it was like a heart. Oh, I thought it was a heart-shaped purse.
she's doing a really good job with her movements. I can see why Tim Burton's really. No, it's a heart.
Is it? Are you sure?
I think so. Oh, is this a movie we should have said, oh, does the dog die in it? So is this alien not just... Oh, I think it's... Yeah, it's just the shape of the gun. No, the dog.
No! Oh my god, what have we done?
Oh, I didn't remember that. That's a funny bit. I do actually really like what Glenn Close is doing in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder how much of it is like Tim Burton, or is she just like... I feel like this is a movie where it's like, alright, here's what you're playing, go play by him.
To be honest, at the same time, this was the same year as Cruella de Vil, so she was just
Yeah.
overacting the shit out of everything.
But like that's what she was called to do.
Exactly.
How many Academy Award winners are in this film?
A lot.
Like half the cast?
I mean, here's the thing. Glenn Close, she's Cruella de Vil. She's in like Marvel movies. I think she knows like what kind of film she's in at any given time. Like that's why she's so good.
Yeah. Oh, I do think, like we said before, everyone in this movie knows the movie they're making. Like, what
I think it also helps. Oh, go ahead.
So no, I was gonna say what Pierce Brosnan and Sarah Jessica Parker are doing in this bit is ridiculous, but so good. What were we gonna say, Siler?
Oh, I think it's just it's like it also helps that Tim Burton also is like, it's like I have a history for making these kind of films. This is the kind of movie that we're making. Like, is everyone here like game for it?
Mm-hmm. This bit's like very Flash Gordon-y to me with like the scientists.
Oh yeah, it's like a 1950s, 60s.
Yeah. Oh no, the Boy Scouts.
Hey, excuse you, they're Weeblo Scouts. Let's get this right now. They're Cub Scouts. Judging by their uniforms.
He's trying to squish him with the.
Oh, I didn't remember that, and I was like, "What's it doing?" I'm like, "Oh, that's a fun bit."
Sorry, as the Eagle Scout here, I'm going to correct on their uniforms and what it properly is.
Sorry, I only got to Boy Scout.
Yo, getting back to our conversation from last week, Mars Attacks, a film where animals and kids die.
Well, we didn't see any kids die. We definitely saw a dog die.
Those kids were crushed by a giant phallus.
Just like murdered this woman in front of a group of children.
I also think it's like kind of funny that how many days have passed since like the Martians attacked all of those soldiers and everyone's just kind of like busy.
They look so goofy, but I love how it died.
Yeah.
I love how they just forget about Natalie Portman. Oh yeah, Chekhov's gun, the video game.
I have to say, these action scenes are like really fun.
They are. I forgot about this bit too, that the video game thing comes back with the kids.
It's a literal Chekhov's gun.
Yeah, like it's literally, and they look like Splatoon guns.
These kids gonna go save the world.
Do you think they're going to? No!
That was so hilarious that it was like such a bad dummy.
Do you think like when those kids are killing those Martians, they're also going woo me?
Guys, the guy who made Kim Kardashian famous is saving the president of the United States, or is going to, rather.
I love that those kids are saving. They're like, "Yo, like, let's protect the president."
I love how even they're like, "What are you guys doing? Get him out."
Like, have that conversation, but like in in a world of a global pandemic.
Yeah. Oh, this character, again, also very prescient, a casino owner who doesn't really believe in, like, the world ending and said wants to sell on it.
Man, you are right.
Hey, and if you think about it, he's this character and the president, so it's kind of the same person. Wouldn't that be terrible if that happened? That is some fun miniature work there. Although
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure most of these hotels don't exist anymore in real life.
Because the aliens took them down.
There
The best cameo in the movie. No.
and the best song.
Well, this has got it. Fresh Prince has to be on TV at this point, right?
Yes.
Absolutely.
So this is why he's in this movie.
I think Fresh Prince actually ended by this point.
I think like also it's like,
No.
hey, we're
96.
doing like this. We're doing this huge set piece in Vegas.
In Vegas?
Who's like the stereotypical Vegas lounge act?
Well, it's either you're gonna get Tom Jones or Siegfried and Roy, but getting tigers would be expensive.
Yeah, this came out December of 96, and Fresh Prince ended May of 96.
Wow.
Yeah, man. Like Fresh Prince like went on air in like 1990, 1991.
That's crazy.
1990.
Like, I thought that show was on for more than 6 years.
Also, they're supposed to do a reboot, a revival, or not revival,
Like a sequel show.
a reunion, and they're doing a dramatic version based off that short film that everyone saw.
Yeah, man, that dramatic short film was like really good, and like,
Yeah.
and I usually hate like, oh man, what if we take like a old property but we make it dark? I kind of like hate that shit, but like that revival of Bel Air looks kind of cool.
Also, I'm pretty sure Tom Jones is like 60 in this. Which
I think it's like if they were to make Mars Attacks today, this would just basically be like the Penn and Teller bit.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I think it's gonna be like Backstreet Boys because they have a residency, or Gaga or something.
It would be David Blaine or something like that.
Chris Angel.
Oh, it would be Chris. Yeah.
God,
I'm trying to remember if DeVito makes it through the whole film. Because
He
he's
does
also
not.
basically a cameo bit too, isn't he?
I remember DeVito. He does not make it throughout this movie.
Yeah. I remember Jim Brown beating the shit out of Martians.
I'm sorry, spoilers everyone for watching this for the first time.
What a weird thing to say. Because Tom Jones is he's Welsh. Where the hell would he fight in Wales? Yeah, and Tom Jones is 56 in this movie. And him and Jim Brown look better than everybody else.
I mean, Danny DeVito looks
the
same today as he did then.
Yes, Danny DeVito looks like Danny DeVito. I was actually going to look up Jack Nicholson and see how old he was. So Jack Nicholson, they're all the same age, basically. Jack Nicholson's in between Jim Brown and Tom Jones in this movie.
Yeah, this movie is fun. It's a lot funner than I remember. I think also watching this movie for the first time, I was just like, I'm like, why would they have this huge ensemble cast if they're just going to kill everyone when they the first couple of seconds of them being,
this is definitely like way ahead of its time, I think.
Oh,
like
yeah.
it's structured like a horror movie, and I think I didn't think of it as a horror movie. Oh hey, because the French.
But I love how simple the designs are on them.
Mm-hmm.
But like, yeah.
I appreciate that in 2 seconds since that call, they just took down the Eiffel Tower like immediately.
Also, I love how the army's in Vegas, like they would be in Vegas.
Well, Area 51's not far off, so they probably hit there first.
I guess. But there's literally like nothing in Vegas. Like, I know Conor McGraw's in Vegas, but like, it's just the Strip. Yeah, thinking back, I feel like this is more of a goof on like maybe like Jimmy Carter on him being so soft.
Was Bill Clinton soft? It's been years, so I don't remember.
No, he was not.
Okay.
No, all this stuff with like the first Iraq War was all Clinton.
Okay.
Like, it was like Clinton was still in there. He got out of it, but he was also in it. I feel like if they were also doing a thing on Clinton, they wouldn't have needed the Martin Short character. They would have just done it with him. But what you're saying, John, like, or Siler before, I think this is where we get to see, like, the flip where they're now like, oh, there was no winning. So both sides were wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I like that they have rolly chairs.
I could just have like pretty much something from the Acme Corporation.
You're right. That's very much what they are. Man, I'm like surprised this didn't do as well. Like, it feels like a really great satire on like Independence Day.
I think like when like Independence Day is like not only like one of the biggest films of the summer, but like one of the biggest movies of the year. It's like, why would I go see like another alien invasion movie?
Yeah,
that,
not getting the spoon of it.
Then honestly, like even with me being like, oh, like this movie's better than I remembered. It's like I also had to say that, and then B, it's like I would still kind of rather watch Independence Day.
Well, yeah, they're very different movies, though. Like, this is a comedy.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Like, if I want to, like, I'm not saying I do not watch Independence Day when it's on TV during the summer.
I mean, it's also a dark comedy, and like
yeah,
like
dark comedy
or dark horror, or like comedy horror.
I love this Godzilla bit. I didn't remember. This is really funny. I was like, oh, they're cutting in like 50s stuff. It's like, no, the Martians are watching TV.
Oof, the Dukes of Hazzard ain't okay today.
Oh, you know who was in Dukes of Hazzard? Who was one of the stars of what show he was on later on in life?
Whoa!
Hey, Christina Applegate. Is this literally the only thing she's in this?
Yeah, I don't know why she was credited under main credits.
What? Because this is definitely like well past Married with Children, right?
Yeah.
Like it's Grace the Hero, okay, and
Oh, what a cool
Yeah.
robot!
This is like almost at the end of Married with Children, which Married with Children ended after Fresh Prince.
Yeah. Also, Married with Children rules. That show's so good. Like and that's like even someone who has like tried rewatching it like recently, like, and I saw like a handful of episodes. I'm like, man, show's so good.
Oh,
There.
well, it's a family sitcom about white trash. Like, except that it's all funny. And it aged better than Roseanne because...
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. Well, it's like Katie Siegel is like great, and Ed O'Neill is great. And Katie Siegel like has like this great career, and Ed O'Neill has this great career after.
Ed O'Neill, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. It is weird that like he did like 1 or 2 movies and then like just became like this king of like family sitcoms.
Hey man, Little Giants is good.
I love Little Giants.
I haven't seen that movie.
I actually have
Oh
not
my
seen that
gosh.
movie. I have not seen that movie in so long, and I've thought about rewatching it every so often.
All right, if we wanted to do a sports month for at one point, like there's definitely like 3 kid sport movies we could watch.
The opposite of comics, but sure.
Yeah. Well, we could do like Little Giants. I think The Sandlot's too easy, but maybe
you
you
could do the NFL Marvel comics.
We could do Mighty Ducks, and we could actually watch.
And there's like a ton of wrestling comics. Oh man, we could do a wrestling movie. Oh man.
King of the Ring.
Oh, you could do Rumble to Rumble.
Ready to Rumble.
Ready to Rumble. My mistake.
Is that the one with David Arquette?
That is the one with David Arquette.
Okay, that was the one I was thinking of when I was thinking King of the Ring.
Or we could watch one of the WWE movies like No Holds Barred, The Marine, or
Scooby Doo meets John Cena.
Or Space Jam.
We also missed.
That's too easy.
We also missed what's his name dying.
Oh, Danny DeVito like exploding like a nuke.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot Ed O'Neill did the remake to Dragnet in the 2000s.
Oh yeah, they also did a movie of that with Tom Hanks.
Yeah, I don't think either were good.
I haven't seen. I wanted to see the Tom Hanks movie.
Oh, you know what? I forgot he was in. I forgot he was in Wayne's World, and he's awesome in Wayne's World.
Yeah, he's like the shop owner.
Yeah, where he does like the whole weird thing. Like he's great in that.
He like killed a man.
Yeah.
But if we do like a sports thing, if we did like Mighty Ducks, we could also watch an episode of the TV show, which is about superheroes.
Oh my god!
Oh man, I watched that show.
So did I.
Yeah, the Mighty Ducks on Disney Plus.
I love how like sadistic and like weird the aliens are. Like, I love that they made the aliens like not just sadistic, but they're like,
oh my god, the aliens are Venom.
She's so good in this movie. I like how she's sad about it.
I'm honestly very surprised they killed Glenn Close in this movie. Like, with the movie, like the way the movie has gone up to this point, like I guess it's like, oh hey, we have to kill someone for the president to be like super sad. I could have used more Glenn Close. Is all I'm saying.
Well, I think it's also like her going with the general made her like the first target, like wanting him to nuke them earlier. It's also like you can't kill off Jack Nicholson after her. I like he just goes pistols.
What the fuck? Why aren't you shooting them?
Because he needs to do his John Wayne speech.
Yeah, he's got to.
I do think this movie is like they got great. Like we're saying, everybody's having fun, but like they also cast everybody perfectly.
Alright, so give me a second. I'm gonna write all these ideas for the commentary stuff down in that Google Doc.
I love that it cuts to the patriotic theme. Like I love the Jack Nicholson gravitas to this like shitty character. I love the alien faces during this speech.
Like what?
No, they're just like they're making it look like they're actually thinking about it. The animation on them is great.
There's a comic series that came out for this, like within like this year, I think.
Is it IDW?
I think so.
I'm trying to remember. I think I know what this ends up being.
Ooh.
That's funny because it's kind of very jokery with the flag.
Yeah. You gotta wonder though, like, who's their you have to assume the designated survivor is probably dead now, right? Too. So who's
Everybody's dead. Well, I think that's why at the end, when we get to it, it is who it is. But again, like these action set pieces are so fun for like this shitty movie.
Oh, that Tom Jones is like a part of this now.
Yeah, well, it's Tom Jones, Jim Brown playing a fake famous boxer, a waitress, and the trophy wife of a casino holder, of a casino owner. Yeah, what this movie, like, I've learned is, like, Jim Brown should have been in more movies.
Oh yeah.
What a fucking cool character.
Yeah, he's fucking awesome. This must have been, like, the weirdest thing to film, because he's just punching nothing. This
Right.
guy, like, he's just punching a tennis ball.
I would like. You would think he would just pick one up and just start swinging it around. He's like fighting children.
It is literally, yeah, he's fighting a bunch of, like, 9-year-olds.
Oh, is he
Wait,
dead?
is he dead? Jinx.
Damn it.
Oh, it's like
Hey.
the ending of The Mist, where it's like,
Oh, with the army?
oh, if you just wait a little bit longer.
I do like that this is kind of like a goof on the War of the Worlds ending.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of like the same concept of, like, oh, it just ends. And they were defeated by, like, the simplest thing.
Oh, it's like, yeah, it's like Signs. Which I assume Signs also got from War of the World.
Oh, yeah. So do you think that's Sarah Jessica Parker's body?
Sure. I mean, like,
I mean, like, do you think that she actually acted that part with the dog head?
Probably a body double.
So they killed 2 dogs in this movie, right?
well,
That Chihuahua's not getting out of there. Peppy or whatever.
no. Well, at least that bird and that rat
That woodpecker.
and that turtle lived.
And that was a squirrel. Come on, John. Also, I don't think there's this many animals in the desert in Nevada.
Connor can confirm.
No, they went to like Lake Tahoe, didn't
And they have like this ferret.
I don't even know if ferrets are from America.
Tom Jones, nature's hero.
So they built all these, like, 6 or 7 of these, like, foam dummies to do this?
I thought that was a kazoo. I was gonna start laughing.
I forgot about this bit, that it's a mariachi band doing...
Is it like no one left in the army? They just hired a mariachi band.
It is, again, super prescient that it's a mariachi band doing God Bless America.
Oh, because like the daughter is like really the only person like left.
She's the only person that's a government person that's alive. Wow, very Stranger Things. The two of the way they look.
Right.
Well, because everyone in Stranger Things looks like it's the 80s.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, I think it's just like that Natalie Portman, like, well, and she goes to play Padme, and what's her name that plays 11 looks just like Carrie Fisher. So, like, there's very similar facial structures.
That's why they had when Natalie Portman hosted SNL last, they had her as 11 in Stranger Things in a skit.
Oh, really? I did not know that.
It's actually really funny because the majority of the joke is whoever plays Mike's just trying to kiss 11, and she's like, "No." I'll send it to you, Lou.
Hey guys, we should all live in teepees.
Imagine this kid runs for government. Do you have any plans? And he just turns out to be like the worst choice possible.
Hey, he's the guy who said it's from the Martians. He'd probably make it.
I like how their apartment is still, like, fine. In DC, like, in their, like, DC suburb.
Well, that's what DC looks like. It's all destroyed.
And there's a dead alien in their bed. Also, are all of these apartments just one box?
Oh yeah. He walked all the way from
He walked-
Vegas.
And never changed. He didn't
Yeah,
change his
he's
clothes
never-
once.
Well, that's his battle armor
He's
now.
determined.
He
He's
fought
determined.
an army.
You know what he reminds me of is John Amos in, is it Beastmaster that he's in? It's like the same outfit.
I need to see that movie. I know it's coming to Blu-ray soon.
Well, there's two of them.
What the?
Oh, wow.
They're
He just
insane,
summons a falcon.
and I love them.
Well, Tom Jones is the Beastmaster.
What a weird shot of Tom Jones dancing with a falcon on his arm.
And the woodpeckers dancing?
Alright, so that's a movie.
What a movie!
That was actually, like, way more fun than I thought it was going to be.
That's actually at the top of my list so far. Like right,
Yeah.
it's like right next to Blade. It's like right there.
I think for me, mine would go probably up there with like Flash Gordon and Mask of Zorro, Rocketeer.
Oh, I forgot I missed those. I missed those three.
Been out for a while, man.
I put him a Flash Gordon.
Also, John, I just saw your thing. How dare you?
I think I would rather watch this than Flash Gordon. Because this one was really fun to me. Like, this was a fun time.
So was Flash Gordon to me, at least.
Yeah, Flash Gordon's fun, but, like, I think, because this is definitely an intentional comedy, like,
Mhm.
so, like, I think that's where, because
Oh, that's fair.
have we watched anything that's, like, an intentional comedy yet, besides this?
Mm,
Green Hornet's, like, not really, right?
Batman and Robin.
Artemis Fowl. It's just one big joke.
Sky High.
Bad joke.
I would put Sky High. But it's kind of also a kids movie, but like this is not a kids movie at all. So I don't know. This is like very because it's a satire and a comedy on the genre, and it does such a good job at all that. I definitely think like I didn't remember this as fondly as I will now. Like this is a much better movie in 2020 than it was in
I think
the
it's also
90s.
I think
Yeah,
it's also the idea of like watching with people makes it better.
Oh, it's definitely like this is like a great movie to watch with people because it's
This
fucking
is a lot better
ridiculous.
than John Carter. We'd still be
Yeah, I'm
watching it
happy-
if it was John Carter.
I'm happy we watched this over John Carter, to be honest. Even though I still want to watch that movie.
Yeah.
I honestly think if we watch like never seeing John Carter, and it's maybe probably not as bad or as boring as I think in my head. Like I don't think we would have had really like as much material for that film as we did Mars Attacks.
Oh yeah. Also, like the times we were quiet in this movie is because it's like, oh, this is like a real fun scene watching like an actor have fun. Like everyone, we talked about it a bunch. Like everyone's having a good time. Everything is fun in here. Like nothing is like if the movie moves, everyone's having a great time. It's all playing on these tropes. Everyone knows what movie they're in, and it all works.
Everyone kind of knows exactly what movie it is, and I think that helps. And it sucks that I think you said it before earlier, Lou. Like this was way ahead of its time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like this kind of movie would work. I don't know how well it would work like now, but like I think a couple of years, if there was more space between this and Independence Day, I think it would have worked better.
Yeah.
Like I'm honestly like it makes me sad that Tim Burton didn't do more of these kind of comedy-esque things.
Well, because then he got too big for his britches, and he started making garbage. But, you know, I do think the good idea here is that really this is like I think just a really clever setup of like I know we're going into horror next. Satire of horror and the whole sci-fi genres and comedy. I just think it's a good mix altogether.
Yeah, and I think horror comedy is a very
Tricky thing.
tricky but like also under rated version of horror because I think most people are fans of horror like don't think like they want something that's street horror when it's like hey I mean like I'm sorry the best Texas Chainsaw Massacre film is Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 which is the horror comedy
Yeah, because that movie's downright insane.
and like hey like it's like some of the best horror films are comedies like Evil Dead 2 or even like Mars Attacks. I think it's a really great horror
Army
film.
of Darkness is a great movie, and no one can tell me otherwise.
Yeah, Army of Darkness is fucking great.
God, there's so many movies.
Creep Show and Tales from the Crypt are also like great
Oh,
horror
have you ever seen
comedies.
Have you seen Night of the Creeps?
I think I did.
It's written and directed by Fred Decker. Tom Atkins is in it. Oh my god, great!
Well, that's kind of the idea of what we're doing in the next set is these like horror comedies.
I mean, we even talked about it earlier. The Frighteners is a horror comedy. Dead Alive is a horror comedy, and those
Demon Knight's kind of horror, more horror, but it's a fun movie.
And I'm like,
Shaun of the Dead's also a horror comedy.
Yeah, and
the remake one especially.
And I hate to break it to you again, Hobbit fans, but like Dead Alive and The Frighteners are better movies than The Lord of the Rings.
So
I'm sorry to break it to you.
I haven't seen Peter Jackson's work pre-Frighteners, but that's because it's hard for me to find. But I know he's working on 4K like restorations, so I'm waiting for those to come out.
Like Dead Alive is crazy.
Frighteners, like I forgot about that movie, and that has a really fun cast, and Michael J. Fox, like in a movie that like he should have been able to keep doing if he did not like get Parkinson's.
Yeah, The Frighteners is great, man. Like I think The Frighteners is super fun. Like has like a really cool story and action and like comedy and like the cast is super great.
Yeah, I'm like looking it up right now. The cast is like, wow, this is like
Jake Busey is like the main villain of the movie, and he's great.
Sort of, even like he's Arlie Ermey's in it. It's like a bunch. Like there's a lot of like people who are like, oh, it's another movie where it's just like all great character actors are in it.
Yeah, Jeffrey Combs is like really good in that movie.
But yeah, like that's kind of what we're doing, like for this set, which I think Mars Attacks is like a perfect bridge movie because it's a pulp movie, but it's also like a horror comedy. And because the other ones were that we were possibly thinking of, it's Vampire in Brooklyn, which is Eddie Murphy.
Is it Blackula?
Yeah, as a Blackula.
Speaking of Vampire in Brooklyn, Netflix put out a movie just like that. It's Vampires.
Vampires Attack the Bronx. Yeah, that's why I brought it up last episode. I was like, oh yeah, it's like Eddie Murphy and Angela Bassett in a like comedy horror movie directed by Wes Craven.
There was another movie. Was it Tales from the Hood with Snoop Dogg as a specter? That was a good one.
That's Bones, I think, is one too. Is what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But no.
Tales from the Hood is something though.
Speaking of the Frighteners, apparently, according to Jake Busey, there's a 5-hour version of that movie.
What?
Holy shit! That could actually make sense because I feel like when you watch that movie, there's a lot of connective tissue that's like doesn't exist but could. Yeah, Tales from the Hood is a 1995 crime drama horror starring.
Bones was you're right. Bones was the one.
Yeah,
that I was
a
thinking
bunch of people: Wings Hauser, David Allen Greer. I think it's like a straight horror movie, but like it's a black cast horror movie.
Yeah.
It's basically a film that's like an anthology horror set around.
It's Tales from the Crypt, but with black people.
Yeah.
Speaking of Tales from the Crypt, I'm still requesting we do Demon Knight because that is like one of the most fun horror movies I've ever seen.
Yeah, and I don't think
There's also Bordello of Blood.
Bordello of Blood is fine-ish. I haven't seen it in a very long time, but I remember not being. Oh shit! Billy Zane is in this. In Demon Knight.
Yep.
And William Sadler.
Bordello of Blood is good. It's nowhere near as fun as Demon Knight, though.
That's true.
Thomas Hayden Church is in this in Demon
yeah.
Knight. I think I may have seen Demon Knight like once, like a million years ago.
Billy Zane is the best part of that movie.
Is Jada Pinkett in this?
Yes, that was like one of her big roles.
Oh man, this looks so 90s. I love it.
Dude, it's so fucking good.
That's the year before this movie we just watched. Because the only movie besides Vampire in Brooklyn that I was pushing for was Gremlins 2.
I don't know. I feel like between Frighteners now and Night.
If it was between 2 out of the 3, Demon Knight, Gremlins 2, and Frighteners, I definitely want to watch Frighteners.
I definitely want to watch Frighteners, and I definitely want to watch Demon Knight. Those are my 2 picks, besides Vampire in Brooklyn.
I would aim towards the Frighteners since I haven't seen it in like 10 years.
I would also say Demon Knights and the Frighteners because I also would not categorize Gremlins 2 as a horror film. I think that I think that is like a straight up comedy.
Well, it's a spoof on it's a movie spoofing the knockoffs of the first movie.
Sure, but I think Gremlins is more of a
Gremlins is a horror comedy. The first one.
Horror Christmas comedy.
Yes. The second one is a comedy satire of the genre.
Yeah.
Gremlins 2 never screamed more like it's satire of the genre, but I don't know. I feel like
you know what we could save Gremlins 2 for?
Christmas. Let's save it for Christmas.
We could do a Chris rant like unlikely Christmas movies. Mask of the Phantasm, Gremlins 2.
Is Gremlins 2 even a horror film or a Christmas film?
Yeah, it takes place during Christmas. She's in a Christmas costume. The girlfriend, Phoebe Cates, is the entire movie.
Okay, because I know the first Gremlins movie is totally a Christmas movie.
Yeah, because his friend, like his neighbors, show up for like Christmas, don't they?
We could do also Krampus, which is a fun one. That is a horror film.
Krampus is good.
I mean, like, hey, that's like a couple months away.
Mm-hmm.
There's a Puppet
So
Master versus
those are my
Demonic
votes. My
Toys.
votes
That's
are
another.
Demon Knight, Frighteners, and Vampire in Brooklyn. Those are me.
I'll choose the Frighteners.
All right, so we just have to decide what's next. I feel like I'm leaning Frighteners since we had Michael J. Fox in this movie.
That's fine. I'm down.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, because I feel like I want to end on Vampire in Brooklyn. Because I feel like I have not seen that movie in 20 years.
I've never seen it.
It's a Wes Craven. Like, it's insane. Like, it's like Wes Craven directing an Eddie Murphy starring written movie, like horror comedy, where Eddie Murphy's like the straight man in the movie.
Okay, that's funny.
Yeah.
And Eddie Murphy's also Dracula.
Yeah, he's a European vampire who's also black somehow, and I don't remember how they explain it. So I'm pretty sure he's supposed to be European. It's just like it's an insane movie, and I think it's super underrated. Like the insanity of Wes Craven movies, especially since he's like somebody who dipped his toe a lot in comic stuff. Like it's very like I feel like it's the entire character that they do in the Venture Brothers is Vampire Brooklyn. Like, but he's Blade.
Jefferson Midnight.
Yeah.
Jefferson Twilight.
Jefferson Twilight.
Such a great character. I'm sad. I'm so upset that they canceled that.
And the movie he made like a year before doing Scream.
Yeah, which is a horror comedy.
Well, we'll definitely decide on all that for next time.
Yeah.
Scream.
I wouldn't call Scream a horror comedy. I think
Scream's a horror satire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's definitely a satire. Like, it is 100% making, like, cracking on the genre. All right, so I guess that kind of closes out a quick round of plugs.
I'm good.
You can find me at JohnJOHN _FN _Siler SCILER on Twitter, where you can see my funny memes about Mars attacks, stuff that we're releasing for work. And also, hey, it's October. A lot of states are starting to have it to a point where last days you can register to vote are coming up. Hey, maybe go check and see if you're registered to vote. If you're not, go sign up. But hey, go out and vote.
Yep, I voted already. I dropped my stuff off, and I got the digital tracking, so it all got picked up. So yeah, that's a great message. Yep, follow us and all the stuff. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe, and please tell a friend. And thank you for watching a very fun movie with us.
Yes, and also don't forget, Young_Comedy. You can find that handle. Send all your Monster Hunter movie love to him.
You know what you should send him? Send him just screenshots of Sarah Jessica Parker's head on a dog body.
While also Mila Jovovich shooting up monsters.
All right, we will catch you guys next time when we watch Peter Jackson's Frighteners. Adios.
Have a spooky good time.
It happens all the time. And then love will never do what she wanted to. Why can't this crazy love be mine?